welcome to the Global Top 9 Extended Edition. Today we're going to cover the stupidest laws in each state. We've all heard urban legends and rumors about absurd laws in America, but don't believe everything you read on the internet. We decided to undertake some legwork and identify the strangest statutes still on the books in every state. Many of these laws make sense, such as a ban on guiding sheep onto a train track if you're trying to hurt the train. But the fact that you have to spell out bans like this might make you scratch your head. So hold on, here we go. Alaska. To a dog, nothing sparks more joy than the cool breeze of an open road. However, in Alaska, the back of an open vehicle is off limits unless the dog's tail wags 46 inches or higher. The law was put into effect after one pup was reported as a public nuisance. Rough life. Alabama. Sounds like the word didn't make it to everyone in the Yellowhammer state about the common phrase, keep your eyes on the road. Alabama law prohibits driving while blindfolded. Our eyes are wide open on this one. Arizona. In the town of Goodyear, Arizona, it is unlawful to spit in or on any public building, park, sidewalk, or road. Vendors may be charged a fine of up to $2,500 or 6 months in prison. And in case you needed a reminder, it's also just lousy etiquette. Colorado. Boulder busted the University of Colorado for burning couches, causing a law to go in effect that keeps couches and porches mutually exclusive. The law is currently active, but the verdict is still out there on whether or not it actually prevented any couch bonfires. Connecticut. Letting other people copy your academic work isn't just a no-no in school, it's also illegal. The general statutes explicitly prohibit selling a term paper, essay, dissertation, or etc. at any educational facility supervised by the state. The punishment isn't specified, but it's probably more than detention. Delaware. To prevent mischief of any sort, children in the city of Rehoboth Beach may only go trick-or-treating between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Halloween, unless Halloween falls on a Sunday. In that case, it states, quote, such going door to door and house to house for treats shall take place on the evening of October 30th instead. Florida. Owners of commercial establishments where alcohol is sold may be fined up to $1,000 if they participate in or permit any contest of dwarf tossing. In 1989, Florida outlawed this Australian bar fad of tossing little people when it caught on in the southern parts of the state. Florida state legislature tried to repeal the law in 2011, but it wasn't successful. Oh, Florida. Georgia. For chicken chompers in Gainesville, Georgia, finger licking is not a suggestion, it's mandatory. Thanks to a 1961 law added to the city code as a publicity stunt, it is illegal to eat fried chicken in the poultry capital of the world with anything other than your fingers. A tourist was arrested for such a chicken forking violation in 2009. Ha! Probably a communist. Idaho. Cannibalism is strictly prohibited and punishable by up to 14 years in prison in Idaho. But it's okay to willfully ingest the flesh or blood of a human being in life and death situations, if it's the only apparent means of survival. Indiana. In the municipality of French Lick Springs, all cats must wear bells around their necks on Friday the 13th. The rule was introduced on October 13, 1939, as a war measure to alleviate mental strain on the populace, and has technically been in effect ever since. Iowa. Anyone trying to pass off margarine as real butter is guilty of a misdemeanor. The great butter versus margarine battle rages on, though, so we understand Iowa's desire for transparency. Louisiana. Jambalaya, prepared in the quote-unquote traditional manner, is not subject to typical sanitation regulations. According to the public health and safety codes, this Creole stir-fry made with rice, meat, and vegetables may be prepared for public consumption in the open using iron pots and wood fires. Maryland. You definitely won't like this one if you're a fan of muscle teas. In Baltimore, it's technically considered a park rule violation to be in a public park with a sleeveless shirt. Yes, even if you're out for a run, Massachusetts. Whether you're in Gillette Stadium or Fenway Park, you'll probably never hear just half of the Star-Spangled Banner. Singing or playing the national anthem, other than as a whole and separate composition, is punishable by a fine of no more than $100. Michigan. This law was enacted back in 1953. It is unlawful to sell, trade, or buy motor vehicles on a Sunday in Michigan due to religious reasons. According to the Wolverine State, time is better spent with family, friends, or at church. Minnesota. In Minnesota, any game in which participants attempt to capture a greased or oiled pig is illegal. The same laws also prohibit turkey scrambles. Let's assume legislators were more concerned with animal cruelty than human stupidity. Mississippi. Mississippi believes in a person's inalienable right to consume big gulps. Following former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg's contentious attempt to restrict the size of soft drinks sold throughout the city, Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant signed a law preventing his state's lawmakers from enacting rules that limit portion size, thanks in part to the anti-Bloomberg bill. Missouri. We all love a good bear hug every now and then, but the real deal is outlawed in Missouri. This law was initiated due to animal cruelty violations and is still in effect today. Montana. Guiding sheep onto a railroad track with the intent to injure the train, not the sheep, can stick you with a whopping fine of $50,000 and a stay in the state prison, not exceeding 5 years. Nebraska. Technically, no person afflicted with a venereal disease may get married in Nebraska. Nevada. In the only state where prostitution won't get you arrested in most counties, using x-rays to determine shoe size could. That may sound strange, but a device with that exact purpose actually exists. A shoe-fitting fluoroscope, also known as a pedoscope or a footoscope. New Hampshire. In 1973, New Hampshire outlawed carrying or picking up seaweed off the beach at night. It's rumored that in colonial times, seaweed was used as fertilizer and was thus a hot commodity. New Mexico. One law in the state of New Mexico prohibits quote-unquote idiots, as well as insane persons convicted of a felonious or infamous crime from voting. To our knowledge, this crazy law isn't enforced anywhere else. New York. If you order a sliced bagel in New York City, you can forget about a square deal. Altered bagels, sliced, toasted, or served with cream cheese or etc. carry an 8-cent sales tax. Uncut bagels are typically tax exempt. North Carolina. How's this for a party foul you never saw coming? Apparently, it is illegal in North Carolina to sell or consume any alcoholic beverage in a room while a bingo game is being played. Ohio. Every operator of an underground coal mine must provide adequate supply of toilet paper with each toilet. This law clearly makes sense, but the fact that it exists at all raises some questions about human decency. Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, it is illegal to promote, engage in, or be employed by a horse-tripping event. Also, it's unlawful to wrestle a bear. But at that point, the law is the least of your worries. Oregon. In Oregon, leaving a container of urine or fecal matter on the side of the road is a Class A misdemeanor. And you can't throw it from a vehicle either. Pennsylvania. Fortune tellers in the Keystone State probably aren't too psyched about this ban, but it's actually illegal in Pennsylvania to engage in things like fortune telling, tarot card reading, or the like for monetary compensation. You'll have to go elsewhere if you want to get your palms read. Rhode Island. Rhode Islanders who bite off someone's limb will face no more than 20 years in prison, but no less than 1. But only if they maim the victim on purpose. Don't worry if you fall and your teeth accidentally dismember somebody. You have a legitimate defense. South Carolina. Good news! In South Carolina, it is still illegal to work on Sundays. Bad news, it is also illegal to dance on Sundays. Fans of work and/or footwork will be happy to hear these antiquated laws are in the process of being repealed. Tennessee. Passed in 2011, this law is directed at hackers who sell login credentials in bulk. However, other individuals, your friends, who share passwords and don't live under the same roof are also included. Oops. Texas. In Texas, you can't sell a human eye. Other human organs and tissues are included in this law too, like the kidney, liver, heart, lung, pancreas, bone, or any other organ that does not include hair or blood. Utah. In Utah, no one may hurl a missile at a bus or bus terminal, except elected or appointed peace officers or commercial security personnel. Anyone outside those positions is guilty of a third-degree felony. Vermont. Vermont passed a law just to say there would never be a law prohibiting the use of clotheslines. Good to know. Washington. Doors to nearly all public buildings must open outwardly. Anyone who violates this will face a misdemeanor charge. The state does actually explain why, though. It's to avoid congestion during emergencies like fires. Wyoming. Like Mama always said, don't buy junk from a drunk. In Wyoming, purchasing scrap metals, rubbers, rags, or paper from an intoxicated person is prohibited. Well, that rounds up our list of the stupidest laws in each state. Share your comments below, please subscribe to our channel, and smash the like button. We'll see you on the next video.